Come on in. I'm in a little bit of a different location today. Let me move my camera up because I want to share with you what I am doing, okay? And while we give everybody a moment to come in, y'all, we got a video that's coming out that really, I am going to put the link in the description because I want to show y'all firsthand. And we talked about this on our latest video. So we do have our cool weather seeds that are coming out right here, and you get the cell trays to go with it. But I'm gonna take the top off. I like to wait till about a 50% germination. Do y'all see all the humidity that is in here? But so far, y'all, let me show you the date on it so you'll know what I'm talking about. So these are the gourmet lettuce. You got the red, you got the green, and I did label it, but what's today, the 14th or the 15th? So we planted these on the 12th, okay? And do y'all already see how they are germinating? We got about probably about a 30% germination rate here. So I'll leave the top on, but I just wanted you to know I will put the link in here. We just went to the post office today, which was a whole new experience. It's always an experience going to the post office that's closer to me versus the one where I'll drive a little bit just for the quiet experience. But I talked a little bit about that on the video we're coming out with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started and be really quickly. And I wanted to go live just so that I know I'll hold myself accountable. If you see these, no, these are not like brownie or mud pies. What I am getting ready to do, y'all, is when I start my onion seeds, I like to soil block them. So this is like our makeshift seed starting area right here. The soil blocking mix is different from the regular seed starting mix that I use. When you do the soil blocking, the composition of the soil blocking is a little bit different because what you want blocks to follow, especially when you're watering them. Like you don't want them to disintegrate. And let me just give you an example. So these are still moist. And if I pick them up, you see how they still hold together? This is what you want when you soil block. And so like I say, the mix is a little bit different. This is why I have this container right here, because this is what the soil blocking soil is. But over here, I have a basket that is like this is strictly okay. Maybe I need to show you. Let me take the camera off the tripod. Let me take it off. So this right here is a mixture that's totally different from like my seed starting mix. Those are two different things. Soil blocking mix, you want, what is going on over there? Soil blocking mix, you want it to stay together so that when you water it, it will not disintegrate in the soil. But I want to talk to y'all today and give you some tips about starting onions, because you can start onions so many ways, y'all. But the reason why I start onions from seed is because our local area, they only sell maybe two different varieties. And then when I was staying in Savannah, they sold the Vidalia onions and the red onions, which I always bought. But if you want a more variety of what you want to grow, then you definitely want to start your own seeds. And they're not hard to do. I think what a lot of people have problems with is making them bulb up, which is get bigger. And we've done a lot of videos about that, but just in short, what I do is I use a lot of bone meal throughout the whole growing process. So if I'm starting from seeds, I start them inside, and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm about to get ready to start. Then probably next month, I'm gonna put these outside after I harden them off. And I'm going to put some bone meal around the area. And mainly what I want to do is when I start them in the fall is I want to get good root growth started before we start to get really colder and they get just kind of slow down growth a little bit. And so then I just kind of overwinter them because I'm going to start the onion seeds inside. Then I'm going to move them outside. I'm going to let them overwinter, and probably around late April, May for us, we'll start to harvest them. And I think this season, because what I did, y'all, last season, since I had just moved to this area, is I had bought the little bulbs that were at the garden center and I planted them in the fall. And I think around late April, May is when I actually started harvesting them. But that was because we just moved here. I didn't have the space in the apartment to start seeds. And so I still wanted to grow onions. But now, since I have the space, and we got our seed starting area, I am growing them from seed, which is what I've always done in the past. So let me show you what I'm about to start today. This is actually a brand new variety that I have not saw. I just really think that is pretty. A lot of things I grow, y'all, I grow because it's pretty. I'm going to tell you about this in just a second. So just hold on. I'm going to tell y'all about short day, intermediate, and long day, because that's something that you need to know. So we're going to start these from seed. These I have grown before. The flat onions, they're really flavorful. I've also grown, I think this is one of my favorite right here, the white Creole. So we've also seen this Texas as well. So we're starting four type of onions. Now, the reason why I am using this small, these are just like little deli or meat trays that we use. And so you can wash them out and reuse them. But this right here is potentially going to be 60 onions, 60. And I keep telling myself, start it on this small tray and not on this big tray, because this big tray is potentially about 180 soil blocks can fit on there. So I always say start it on this because I know right now I don't have the availability or the space because I got another big project that I'm working on this fall to be able to go ahead and put like almost 200 onions in the ground. I just don't, I'm not about to do that right now. But 60 I can find a space for. And so what I think I plan on doing is, because last season I planted all the onions and the garlic in ground. So I'm gonna plant like most of them in ground because they're gonna take, these are like gonna take a while. And normally when the spring starts, I'm ready to get started and put, certain plants in there. So they're going to hold up what I say are a lot of real estate. So these are going to go in the ground. I may put about 10 or 20 in the raised beds. If you've been following us for a while, I got some walking onion in the raised beds that I'm actually about to get ready to pull up and move as well. But so we're going to start these seeds right here from soil blocking, and these are about 60 seeds. And remember, the mix, soil blocking mix, is totally different from your regular seed starting mix. And so what I do, because I want to show y'all how the seeds look, and this is what I also want to share with you too that I've learned over the years. Normally when I get the seeds, I like to go ahead and plant them because onions don't have a longer shelf life than, just say, things like your leafy greens or your tomatoes. I try to use it up in the same year. If not, I'll plant it like that next spring. But these are the white Creole. These really have a really good flavor, and I want to show you how they look. And I want to also share with you the reason why I choose the soil block. So those are pelleted seeds, and I'm okay with pelleted seeds because you have a little bit of control over them. If y'all have seen lettuce seeds before, you know they're really tiny. But anytime I have a very, very small seed, I will soil block them. Like we're going to get ready in the next few days, start our pansy seeds and also start our snapdragon seeds. If y'all have ever seen snapdragon seeds, is one more seed that I started that's almost like a fleck of dust, seriously. And you got to be careful. But this is how the onion seeds look, okay? And so I'm going to tell y'all the resource. So, what's her name? The Gardener's Workshop, Lisa Mason Ziegler. She has these little trays right here. And what I like about these trays, it almost seems like it's magnetic, okay? It almost seems like, I caught it. It almost seems like it's magnetic. But what I do is I take these and then I dip my toothpick. I have a toothpick. I dip the toothpick in water and it's almost like it just picks up. And so what I do is I take this like this. I'm telling y'all, it's almost magnetic. Now it's gonna start only because I'm showing y'all real time. But any other time, it just like picks up. Okay, so it picks up, and then I'm gonna put this right here. Sometimes the end of the soil blocks want to act up. They want to play like they don't want to come out. But I think this is good enough to get them started. And so what I'll do y'all see how it picks up, is I'll go, because those soil blocks have like a little indentation right in the middle. But since the seeds are black and the soil is brown, you got to be really careful. And I just place them right, I place them right on the middle like this. And I just go through and I just put them on. We'll just do 5 for now because I got to make sure I label. The ones that I just showed you, let me show y'all real quick. Now, every now and then, you still have to go ahead and dip it in water and just like pick it up again. We'll do 10. But once I get the process going, it's really quick. But this is the thing. Now, these soil blocks, I'm going to let stay like this. But whenever you do soil blocks, whether it's vegetables, flowers, or herbs, because I've soil blocked all 3, you got to have a plan. So if it's not time to put them out yet, then what you will have to do is you will have to pot them up in something bigger. Now, these are 1/2 inch. So this right here is a 1/2 inch soil block. And I do have a 2-inch soil blocker that fits perfectly. It has an indentation in there. And so what I can do is take this same mix, I soil block it, and in that indentation, I just put this little soil block like directly down, just like that. And there, or if you have like some potting cups or something like that, you can go ahead and put your potting mix in there and stick them down. But these right here, I've already decided we're not going to pot these up. We are going to take them and we're going to put them directly in the soil. We got a video coming out at 6 o'clock that really goes over my soil test and my soil results, which I will have to kind of amend my in-ground soil before I put those in there. But I plan on letting these grow inside probably for about 2 to 3 weeks. Then I'm going to harden them off, which is I'm going to has been growing out under consistent temperature, consistent light, consistent environment, no wind. I'm going to acclimate them for about 7 to 10 days, and then I'm going to put them in ground. But between now, when I'm planting them, y'all, let me go ahead and put my little marker here, because I promise you I'll forget. I'm going to label it, but I got to put that there so I'll know. So these are, again, potentially 60 onions. But what I have to do is I really think I'm going to plant quite a bit of this, just because it has like a little purplish. So it's more like on the red onion side. And then these right here, what I will tell you, it has a really good flavor. We've grown these before from seed. And so these right here, we've also grown before. And I got to go back to my journal, because the storage. The storage is a little bit different as far as how long it lasts. And so I want to go back and look at those, but they're going to consist of these four right here. And again, I like soil blocking because it saves a lot of space. Because can y'all believe, I'm trying to get this mosquito. Can you believe just this one tray is potentially 60 onions? It's potentially 60 onions. And so since I have so many, normally, depending on what the plant is, I will put 2 or 3 seeds per soil block, but I'm just only going to do one. Because what I can tell you is Baker Creek has a good reputation for good seed germination, a high germination rate. And then if I don't quite get 60, it's okay because I know I probably could fit 30, maybe 40 in the ground that we already have, you know, where the grass removed and other things growing. So I potentially got to find somewhere for the other, just say 20 or 30. And I may just grow them in the raised bed. That way I can kind of do my own test to see which one grew better. I've been in and out, so I'm sure I missed it. How do you get the little soil blocks? So these soil blocks are a 1/2-inch soil blocker, and then I have soil blocking mix, which is different. This is a different mix from your potting soil. It's not the same because, like I said, when you do soil blocks, the main purpose of the soil blocks is you want them because they're going to dry out. And since they're smaller, they're going to dry out faster. But when you water them, and all I do is just pour the water here, and it's so amazing. You'll see it soak up. But you want them, even when they're wet, like they are now, is you don't want them to like disintegrate, okay? You don't want them to disintegrate. You want to let them stay like little blocks. So it's a soil blocking mix that you'll have to use because if I try to water these, make these out of soil blocks, they'll just kind of disintegrate everywhere. And so that's what I like about the soil blocking is I like it for the space efficiency. And then I also like it because I have more control over the tiny seeds that we start from seed. I think, y'all, I seriously think starting seeds is like one of my favorite. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do one more row. Oh, let me see which one I open, y'all, because I'm not going to get caught up today. I'm not. Okay, so these are the white Creole that we're doing. I'm not about to get caught up today, not labeling, because I'm telling you, I'm notorious for not labeling. So I'm going to go ahead while y'all are on here and put the white Creole. So I put the variety, I abbreviate the company, and today is the, hold on, let me look at my watch. Today is the 15th. So those are the things that I like to put, okay? And I'm going to do 5 more, and I just slide these right here so I know that from here on back. So these are potentially 15 white Creole onions. And again, when I soil block, you don't need this. You don't have to have this, but it's something magnetic about it. When I dip the toothpick in water, it's like the seeds automatically just kind of pick up on this toothpick, and I press it down like this. And I'm going to cover the top up with a really thin layer of vermiculite. And then I'm going to put it on the heating mat. We're going to put it on the heating mat. And then it should germinate in probably about, I would say about 7 to 10 days. I always tell people 7 to 10 days, although just like the lettuce I just showed you, if you're just joining us, the lettuce I just showed you in our cool weather kit, it says 7 to 10 days, okay? It does say 7 to 10 days, but I'm going to show you the date on here that we started it versus today, 3 days later. Is always it's already germinating. Some are, and I know that more are going to pop up because these right here in this kit, they had a 97 to 99% germination rate. So again, after this video has rendered, I will put the link to the cool weather seed kit in the description, but we'll also have the link in our video that's coming out about the results of my soil test, y'all. Like I got a little bit of work to do, but I just wanted to share with you the difference between soil blocking versus, the seed starting mix. And then if you want to try starting onions from seed, I really love it. Because again, oftentimes the big box stores, I've only seen like maybe two varieties. But where I haven't seen this in my area, but that doesn't mean you can't grow it. And just to that's what I said I was going to say at the beginning. So when it comes to growing onions, you see where it says short day type. You got short day, you got intermediate, you got long day, okay? So the short day, we're here in Georgia, Zone 8A, the Atlanta area. Short day onions is what I have had the most success with. And it all depends on the daylight hours. That's what it's really about, the amount of daylight hours that you get. Now, y'all know as we're about to go into fall, the daylight hours are going to get shorter, it's going to get cooler. The intermediate day and then the long day, because what really made this click for me is when I went to New York one July, not this year, but it was a July before, a few years ago. I went to New York. Now, normally here in Georgia, around 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's about to get dark, if it ain't dark. But we were outside, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and it was still light. So depending on your area, you need to figure out, and you can do a simple Google search, y'all. You could do a Google search and you can say, I am in this state, or you could do a Google search map, like what type of onions do I need to grow? I'm in this state, I'm in this zip code. But what I have learned between starting onions from seed and applying my bone meal and feeding the soil, we grow short day onions here. So you'll see this. But this is the thing. This is why I choose to start from seed, is because you're probably not going to see this variety at the store. You're probably not going to see it in your grocery store. You're probably not going to see it at your big box store. But this gives me the leisure to be able to grow things that I may not see in my local area. Thank you, Stephen, so much for subscribing, and welcome. The white Creole, I've grown this for years. I grew this in Savannah. Yes, they do have white onions, but and I don't know the type, but this one really has a good flavor, and it's a short day onion as well. So all of the onions that I got, and you see where it says Southern variety, we're in Georgia. All of the onions that I've got, they're all short day. Excellent storage type. This may be one that's good for storage. It's some of the ones that I've grown. They've lasted maybe a couple, 2 or 3 months, but this may be one of the ones that lasts a little longer. Because what I do is I try to braid my onions and then put them in a cool, dark place for storage after we've harvested them. So this may be the one. I have to go back to my journal. I like this one so much because it's flat. This is a good tasting onion as well. And again, y'all, these are all short day. These are all short day varieties on here. So we've grown this one. And so that's why I really like starting. I really like starting my own seeds. We've started some Swiss chard, but I gotta start some collard green and turnips. I gotta start some of those seeds as well. But I figured, let me go ahead and let me go live, because this way I know I'm gonna start these seeds because I'm doing it right in front of y'all. Is growing our own food is a skill we need to teach people. But yes, that's it, Stephen. That's why I like to get on here and teach. Because I'm gonna just say this, and I'm not gonna go off on a rabbit hole. It's really a lot of kids that think that their food comes from the grocery store. Like that's where it originated at. And so I think I'm like Steven, it's a must know skill. And like I tell people, I'm not asking people to start a farm, nothing like that. But you need to know at least how to do it, you know, in different times, you know, or if push comes to shove, you need to know the concept. And the reason why I've started teaching this, Stephen, is because I knew if I didn't bring my water out here, I was going to get started. But the reason why I'm teaching this and why I even started teaching in gardening is because back in 2020, it was so many people that was trying to grow a garden and they struggled, y'all. They struggled really bad. They got frustrated. And so that's what really made me start saying, hey, let me use some of the knowledge over the 20 plus years that I've been growing, and let me try to get people at least on the right track to grow. And we're doing a health fair this Saturday in Noonan, Georgia, where I'm really excited to do it. It's a health and wellness fair, and people don't think about gardening as a health and wellness. And it's a health and wellness in so many ways. I mean, not only the exercise that you get, but also the nutrients of growing your own food too. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to go ahead, y'all. We got a video coming out in 1 minute about our soil test. I really want y'all to see that. Go take a look. I got to do a little bit of work on my soil, which I knew because we just moved here and I wanted to get a soil test. I wanted to get a soil test to basically have a starting point. It's like something got in my throat. So y'all go watch that video. I'm going to put the link in the description of the cool weather kits. We'll put that in there, and then y'all make sure you click the link and then go watch the video, and let's grow, y'all. I know I am, Stephen. I am, Stephen. I'm like, what in the world just went on? Yep, Shirley, I see it. Yeah, a lot of people were struggling. And so I'm like, we got to get more people to know about this and talk about this and share ideas with each other. So we're going to go ahead and start our onion seeds, and we're going to get those growing. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'll keep y'all posted, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.